Hey there everyone. Well, I just thought I'd come on here and do a little bit of a different video. And I wanted to thank you for all the love on the community posts. That was kind of surprising, but I'm glad for that. And I really hope, first off, that everyone has been safe lately. I know down here in Tennessee it snowed an absolute lot. We got, some said, the most snow in 20 years, but I don't know about that, but it snowed heavy before, but we got hit hard, and then it got hit hard over in Chicago, where Mike Ranger is. He got some snow, and I know that Nathaniel Aranda, he got some snow in Kentucky, and then I know J.D. Adams got snow over in Arkansas. So we kind of just all got snow, and then I don't know where Noah Hackworth is, but he's got snow. So I just hope, first off, you guys are staying safe. But anyway, luckily I only had to get out like 2 times, so that's good. But anyway, enough on that. But I wanted to share some of my fountain pens because I've done a lot of riding on the videos, but I've never actually discussed them, and I thought that that would be a interesting video before I go back to school tomorrow. And because we got an extra week when it snowed, so we were out an extra week. Anyhow, so I've been getting a bunch of new pens lately from my Christmas money, and I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the Christmas money, but I decided I want to try to get back into some pens, to the dismay of some of my Instagram followers. I think I lost like 8 followers. I don't know if that's just algorithm or what it is, but I don't blame them. You know, I started out as a coffee and cooking Instagram, and I can understand that change is weird and tough, but anyway, for them. And but the pens have always been a hobby of mine. I mean, I want to say I've been interested in them like all my childhood, so it just fit that I really wanted to do more with them. But anyway, so I got, right now, I got I got 4 new pens at the moment. I've got 3 of them inked up right now, and I'll show that. And then I got a new nib for one that I've had a while, but I didn't like how it wrote as an extra fine. It was too thin for my hand. I tend to, as you've seen in my videos, I tend to have pretty big handwriting, and I talked to my mom a little bit, and she would agree. She's like, yeah, I think your handwriting is probably the most like Aziza and Stephen Brown, probably. So, you know, I was like, yeah, I could see that. So anyway, so the pens that are new that I have inked up, oh, I'm going to pull everything off my table. Anyway, and I have a fountain pen revolution holder is what I like to use for how I keep my pens that are inked up. So the new ones I got I got a new Kaweco Sport. I've never had a Kaweco, so that's why I went with that. I really wanted to try it. I got it in a extra broad nib, kind of like just a double broad, I guess, but it's Western. So, and then I have my 2017 Edison Nouveau Premier. I originally got it with an extra fine, like I said, but I've switched it to a broad, and I much more prefer it. I actually really like using it now. I didn't really like using it at that time. And then I got another one that I've never had any experience with till now, that I really, now that I have it in my hands, I'm like, man, I've been missing out. It's a Benu Euphoria, and it's in the caramel latte, iced caramel latte color, which is, it's great. It's a broad. They use they use Schmidt nibs on the Benus, and then they use YOLO nibs from Edison Pen Company. And then the last but not least for sure not least, I just wrote with I like it, is a TWSBI Vac 700R, which is excellent. And yes, so those new ones. I also got a new one as well. I have gotten, this is my folder, it's a Monteverde pen case, as you can see. And the other pen that I got that I really wanted to try is from Faber-Castell. I've always wanted to try Faber-Castell. This is the Emotion in the pearwood, and it's excellent. It's also a broad nib. Wonderful, wonderful one. I like this one. It's got weight to it. It's mostly in the cap, though, but as it's uncapped, this still feels plenty substantial enough. So I don't have that inked up, though. If that's in my Monteverde case, they're not inked up. That's the way I work with that. And then I tried my best to kind of I tried my best. There we go. I tried my best to keep my vintage pens and some modern pens, and I was okay with mixing them up because I thought that's, you know, some of them I have the modern interpretations of them now. So my middle Pelican pen right here, which is an M1000, is a modern version, whereas the two on the other two sides are vintage. And then I have up here, I've got these two Parkers are vintage, and I have a Parker Jotter, which is over here, that I need to wash, and it will go beside them. So I like to, that way I can kind of, no, here it is, actually. There's the Parker Jotter. I need to realign that better. But anyway, so I try to keep a little bit of a mixture of my modern and vintage. And I ordered 2 more vintage pens that are going to come in. I'm going to try to make a video of them. And I decided to go with the vintage Esterbrook Model J, and then I had gotten a vintage Wherever as well, so those will come in next week, maybe. And then so that's my mainly vintage brand section, and then my modern section is over here. I don't know how well you can see. It's a little out of frame. So I've got 2 modern Noodlers steel nibs, steel flex nibs. I've got a modern Cross right here. I think it's the Bailey is that model. I've got 2 modern Watermans, and then 2 Lamies, so Vista and Safari. And I won't get into the rest. I think, actually I can. I have Platinum 3776 in the burgundy. There's that Faber-Castell, and then a Pilot. Which one is this Pilot? Just one moment. It's I know it's one of the custom. Yeah, Pilot Custom 74. And I'll hit everything. Anyway, so that's those. And that's my thing at the moment. And next, I will kind of go just a quick overview of the brand new pens. So, also, it's funny that I got the Benu because I got it one day after Miss Carrie over on Pens and Tea. It was her birthday the day before, so happy late birthday, Miss Carrie. I watch you a lot, so I know you won't see this probably, but yes, I really enjoy you. And anyway, and so I won't lie, you kind of inspired me to get this, and I almost got the one you had in the bourbon, but I wanted to get one more with my type of personality, and since I used to be a barista, I was like, wow, this being in a coffee color is just phenomenal. So, and I have Noodler's Brown in it right now, and I think that has a good look to it. It fits the personality of it really well. And yes, and I kind of, now that I have had it and been researching about Benu and a little bit about Edison pens as well, I really like both of them because the handiwork, you know, in the body of the pen for both Edison and Benu are just excellent. I really think that, you know, if you've not heard of them, I think they're great to try. You just know that good quality is so present in them both, and even though they don't do their nibs, they have the brands of Schmidt for Benu and YOLO for Edison just work excellent in them. And I forgot to say, I'm using Iroshizuku Yamabudo in the Edison right now. I just kind of, I try to ink them with something that I think would fit with them. And anyway, so I won't be able to show me writing, but I'll write some. And this is the Benu. And even though, you know, like, if you go to something with a much chunkier section, like, I got the Pilot Metropolitan right here to give you a comparison. This is like a huge mountain of a step for me. I got this just to try it, but I'm kind of, sorry, I'm kind of there with Mr. Doug on oh, whatever his channel is. Oh, shoot. I'm so sorry, guys. I forgot his channel. But anyway, his video is Pilot Metropolitan WTF, What the Fuss. And he did a great job explaining, because this point is just, it feels like jumping off a cliff when my hand is on it. And I think he said it does for him too. And plus, why the heck would a company that makes it, he made a good point, which is that why the heck would such a good company like Pilot, which the nib is fine, I like how it writes, and I know he said it writes great, but like, why would they do one that doesn't post like worth much? Because then they go over and they make the model E95S, and that thing just posts like brilliant, posts like the Kaweco Sport, and it's like, yeah, so as you saw that, oops, okay, that they really did a great job smoothing that down where it's a very comfortable section. So I really like that about them from the Benu, and the Edison is even better. I think, actually, I mean, the Benu is brilliant, and this one is too, but this one may even be the most comfortable section for me. Anyhow, I still don't have a single complaint with the Benu. It's just an excellent one. It's like Carrie says it's her comfort pen, and I would agree too. So I'll just show kind of how it is. So this is the Benu Euphoria, and it's in the ice caramel latte, like I said, and I'm using Noodlers brown, just their regular brown. And I'm going to do like a quick wetness test there. And it works great. It puts out plenty of ink. I love this pen. I don't know, I'm blown away, really. And I also think what's interesting with comparing the Benu and the Edison is, I almost want to say that the Benu brand is almost like, gosh, I may get some junk for this, but is that the Benu is almost kind of like a foreign version of Edison, which is made in Ohio, I believe, if I remember right. I might be wrong, but handmade pen body, but in another country. I believe Argentina. Maybe, again, I'm new to the new pens, and I think I learned a bunch on the vintage first, but anyway, so next I'll do the Edison one, which it's this, I just have the steel nib. I'm not, certainly not rich enough to go with the gold nib. I've felt the gold nib before. It is still a great rider, but it doesn't, although it's gold, it's not a gold that has the bounce of like a Mont Blanc or a Pelican, but that's not here nor there. But anyway, so this is the Edison, and I think I might have spelled wrong. I don't know. But anyway, so please forgive me on that. Edison Nouveau Premier. In the broad nib. And it's, I have Yamabudo for the ink. And I'll do another wetness test for you guys on that as well. Maybe the Benu Rot's a little wetter, but then again, Noodler's inks can be quite a gushing ink. So anyway, so those are those two new ones. And then we will look at the, we'll go with the TWSBI, which I have it in iris color, which is just phenomenal to the eye. I just love the look. It's not super in your face like some of the other Benu ones, like the Scepter Benus, but it has just that gorgeous rainbow, like fluorescent look to it. It's just great. So I will show that one as well, and it's vacuum filled, which is excellent. And I'm going to learn how to clean that better, but it wrote straight out of the box too. I flushed out the other ones, but this one I didn't. I just wanted to ink it up and try it, and it's already writing plenty well. And I just adore how they added that iris hue to the nib as well. It's just gorgeous. So we will write with that some too. TWSBI Vac 700 R, and this is also a broad nib. I write so ugly while I'm talking. I'm still trying to learn to write and talk, but anyway, as you already know in my video, I can write okay if I'm got all my focus in it. But anyway, and this ink is KWZ. KWZ Sheen Machine, which has recently become like one of my favorite inks ever. I think Sheen Machine, and I also have KWZ Honey. I think those two inks are just fabulous. And I've output the Honey one in the new, but I really liked, since I like espresso coffee, I wanted it to reflect that and be darker. But anyway. Actually, wait, I have the bottle right here. There we go. And, oh wait, it's Sheen Machine number 2, actually. And I'll do a test with that too. Yeah, there we go. So I'll show. And that's that pen. And my writing is hideous on this one, but it's alright. And it puts out about the same amount of ink as the Edison, I would say. It's still plenty, maybe a little wetter than the Edison, I'm not for sure, but they do I think TWSBI do their own nibs, pretty sure, but I like it. It's really, really excellent. And then last but not least, I'll show the Kaweco. I was actually very impressed with the Kaweco, by the way. I've never had one till now, and I just ordered the clip, and it should be here, hopefully. It's supposed to be coming soon, and then I'll do, when I get time, I'm going to do another video on the pens that are vintage, but as of right now, I'm just wanted to show you guys the pens I had right now that I'm using. It's just the regular plastic Kaweco Sport and the gold plated, because they're not a gold nib, it's a steel nib. And yes, and then with the tiny converter in it. Had to wait a little bit longer on the converter to come in the mail, but once it did, and it actually, I want to say this too, it wrote straight out of the box with the included cartridge, which is excellent. So no worries on that. It's just an awesome pen. If I think personally, as a starter pen, I'd go here rather than I would to tell someone to get a Pilot Metropolitan again. That's just my own opinion. I think that if they're going to get a Pilot, they should get a Pilot Explorer. That's what I would say. I'm right there with Mr. Doug on that. He was talking about that. Either if they want that price, or if they want a cheaper pen, then to go with the Pilot Kakuno. So those two, I think, better buy. And then if they want a pocket pen, the Kaweco. So I'll write with this. And actually, funnily enough, I did not do like I normally do, where I pair the ink and the pen. This time I just stuck I just stuck a color I really enjoy, which is Fire and Ice, the Robert Oster. It's just brilliant. So we will write some with it. Kaweco Sport Classic. And this is a extra broad, so the nib is double broad. And so that's good. And then the ink is RO for Robert Oster. Fire and Ice. It's another one. Maybe I'm stuck back in like 2016 in my head or something, but I adore Sheen inks. I really do. But I do wash my pens out quite often. So for me, it's not a big deal. But obviously, if you're going to leave a Sheen ink in your pen a long time, you'll have to know that, and and maybe find a different color that's less, I've noticed the Sheen inks tend to be more thick in there, but anyway, and then I'll show that. And then for the wetness test of this one, very wet, and it's very wet writer. So that's one of my favorite ones for sure. Now that I've gotten into these brands that the crazes are all about, it's nice to see, the hype backing it up, So that's how that one looks. I really like that one. It's light in the hand, so maybe I am more toward the TWSBI and the Benu, but I really think that's an excellent one. So if you guys stuck around, I really hope that you liked it. If you tuned out, I still appreciate you following me and everything. So that will be it for today, and maybe I'll get into those 2 vintage pins when they come. Maybe show another one as well. And I'm not a pro at repairing the vintage pins, but I like to polish them up and work on them some. Certainly no pro at working on nibs. I mean, I've done micro mesh on them and smooth them out a little bit, but no pro for sure. But yes, so thank you so much, guys. I will see you whenever I can, and I just hope that you guys might have enjoyed it, and we'll see you.